Avoid these types of men from this year. Ladies, it's the first week of 2024 and this is the year that we are doing some serious inner work. I am revving up Woman of Elegance in the most intense way because I refuse to allow my followers to continue making the same mistakes. We are going to start this by leveling up ourselves to the point where we stop attracting certain kinds of men. Leave them behind on this journey and make room for the king that you deserve. My wonderful elegance ladies, welcome back to my channel. I am honored to have you with me this year. Thank you very much for watching my videos. For those of you who don't know, my name is Vivian and I am the founder of Woman of Elegance, which is a platform I've created to help women globally become the most elegant, classy and refined women that they can be. If you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing to this channel and sharing this video with friends you think will benefit from it. So without further ado, let's discuss 10 types of men you must avoid on your elegance journey this year. The first type of man you must avoid is the man who is vague with his intentions. Ladies, please be wary of men who say things such as, we're just seeing how things go, or we're just kicking it, or we're just hanging out, or we're just getting to know each other. First of all, if he trivializes what you have as just this and just that, this is a red flag in itself. A man's intentions from the very first day should be to get married. Anything else is quite frankly a waste of your time. You could simply be friends and get to know each other that way, but it is wrong to pin you down or make you his girl with no real intentions for you. A good way to handle this kind of situation is to be friends with each other, but this boyfriend-girlfriend thing for 3 years before he makes up his mind is ridiculous. If the man that you're with doesn't know what he wants and is vague with his intentions, then ask yourself if this is really the kind of man you want to settle down with. I don't think so. The second type of men to avoid are lazy men. So ladies, how do you spot a lazy man? You call him at midday on a Monday morning and he sounds like he just woke up when he's supposed to be working. You ask him to do something and he will respond, "Oh, I'll get onto it," and he never does. Procrastination is his surname. His house is filthy. He never takes initiative. Basic tasks around the house he has to outsource, not because he's too busy, but he just can't be bothered. Please stay away from such men. To be fair, sometimes these habits may stem from traumatic experiences or childhood neglect. If this is the case, please encourage him to seek help and pray for him. The third type of men you should avoid are men who indulge in. This point is a very serious one, and if you think that it's just a harmless act or a bit of fun and that it would add some fire to your sex life, then you are highly mistaken. First of all, he is highly addictive. It's not something that you just watch once and you forget about it. It becomes a habit, and we know that habits consume time. Many medical professionals have compared the habits to that of a drug or a gambling habit. Secondly, it damages trust in relationships. It promotes selfishness. It fuels unhealthy sexual fantasies and cravings and promotes emotional and physical infidelity. Thirdly, men who watch tempts them to force questionable sex practices onto their partner. They begin to try to reenact what they watch with their partners, and when they don't get it, suddenly their partner isn't good enough. They start comparing their women to the stars that they watch. Ladies, if your man has a habit, I would say run. There's just too much to deal with, and again, it's not your job to fix him. He needs to do that himself. And this brings me smoothly on to my next point. The fourth type of men you must avoid are men who have gambling habits. This is unfortunately another thorn that can destroy lives in the most relentless of ways. Gambling is not just mere fun. Like most addictions, gambling addictions are characterized by an increasing tolerance that requires more gambling as time goes on to feel satisfied. That one bet your boyfriend placed on that particular boxing or football match can quickly turn into a necessity. I know of a woman who shared a grocery store business with her husband. Everything seemed fine until one morning she showed up to work to see their business closed up and the windows were boarded up. The bailiffs seized the property and it transpired that her husband gambled away all of their money and life savings. They got a divorce shortly after. Was this just fun with the boys at the casino once a week? Well, it may have started that way, but it certainly didn't end like that. Gambling easily lends itself to dishonesty and crime. In a desperate attempt to conceal his actions, a man may lie to you about his finances or resort to fraud and theft to conceal his actions. This is a terrible foundation for any relationship. Ladies, stay away from men who have a penchant for gambling. The fifth type of men you must avoid on this elegance journey this year are men who are financially irresponsible. Money is a very important aspect of a relationship. Marriage is a long journey, a lifelong commitment that requires dedication, planning, and readiness. If you are looking to settle down with a man, ladies, I implore you to ensure he has financial security. Marriage itself is a large financial responsibility. Now, this does not mean that you need to look for a wealthy or a rich man. Far from it. So what exactly do you mean, Vivian? I mean this. If your man lives from paycheck to paycheck, then this is a red flag. If your man loves to splash his money on fabulous nights out, buys expensive clothes, eats in the most expensive restaurants in town, drives a flashy car on finance, but he lives at home with mummy or rents an apartment, then this is a red flag. If he has mountains of debts but no assets, this is a red flag. If he likes to spend money on habits such as gambling or subscribing to OnlyFans, this is a red flag. These are all signs of a financially irresponsible man. Remember, once you get married, his financial liabilities also become yours. They're no longer just his. Whatever financial issues he has will become amplified the moment you sign that marriage certificate. Just remember that. If you start asking him about money and he gaslights you or causes a scene or becomes defensive, then this is a big red flag. You may just need to walk away. The sixth type of men you must avoid are dirty men. They have a filthy house, but they are immaculately dressed. Dishes that haven't been washed in 2 weeks. Clean clothes amalgamated with dirty clothes. The boxer shorts have brown stains. The filter in the air conditioning has never been cleaned. That's why he has lung problems, asthma, bouts of pneumonia. His toilet is akin to a septic tank. The rodents have familiarized themselves with their surroundings, the eerie sounds of cockroaches on the cooker. But you see him at the office and his clothes are expertly laundered. His shoes are shined so as to lend to a reflection. Hair trimmed twice a week. He wears expensive cologne. The paradox is insane, ladies, insane. This man that you claim to love is looking for a free house help, imagine, a free maid. This is a sign of a man who does not respect his surroundings or himself and really could also be a sign of laziness. If he's so busy working, then surely he can afford a cleaner. Or maybe he's looking for a woman like you to be his free maid. Lots of freebies on offer here. Free sex, free chef, free maid. He should go and sit down. We have left this kind of nonsense in 2023. You must understand that men do not change overnight. If this is his lifestyle, then it would continue like this when you get married. Again, this is not your problem to solve, ladies.
Get your filthy hands off me!
The seventh type of men you must avoid are the men who excessively play video games. To be honest, ladies, I personally wouldn't consider a man who plays video games, let alone one who spends hours upon hours on them. There are so many ways to stimulate your mind: reading, exercise, listening to podcasts, outdoor activities, learning a new skill. There isn't a justification for spending hours in front of a screen playing video games. It robs you of your precious time. A high caliber man can use that time to learn how to invest, learn how to cook, and do some DIY. It's a waste of time, and you do not get anything for the time wasted at the end of it. Video games also has the ability to alter the way you think. If you spend 8 hours a day playing violent video games, you will inevitably become numb to the violence you are continuously watching. A man who condones violence, and yes, you condone something if you entertain it, is a man you want to run far away from. The bottom line is that playing video games in itself is not wrong, depending on the type of game it is, but bear in mind that a mature man is moderate in habits. He enjoys recreation, but knows when to stop and has the self-control to do so. If your man calls in sick for work, but you go to his house and he is playing video games, it's time to say goodbye, ladies. The 8th type of men you must avoid are the men who overindulge in alcohol. This is another huge red flag that you need to be aware of. The consumption of alcohol in many parts of the world is legal, so this in itself may not be wrong. Drinking in moderation is okay. However, if your love interest can't do without a drink every day or demands an alcoholic beverage at every meal, then this is something that shouldn't be ignored. What if he does a job that requires a sharp mind and full attention, yet he habitually turns up to work tired or late? What if he reaches for a bottle every time he's stressed out? What if he gets drunk at every social gathering? If this is the case, ladies, you must exercise caution because he may be hiding more than you know. Alcohol dependency doesn't just manifest itself on a drunken evening. If he slowly starts to become reliant on it to function at normal capacity, then I'm sorry to say, but trouble is looming on the horizon. The penultimate type of man on this list that you must avoid is the kind of man who gets fired regularly or skips from job to job. Now, it's a common occurrence for people nowadays to only stay with a company for a short period of time, let's say 2 years, and then move up the corporate ladder, especially if they are moving to a bigger company for their experience or if they are being paid more. However, it's a red flag when the man that you're involved with has 15 different jobs with 15 different companies in 5 years. This is rarely a good thing. However, don't assume anything, but be shrewd, discerning, and do your due diligence. Don't let love and emotions cloud your judgment. Ask him directly. Say to him, I've noticed you've had many jobs in a short space of time. Is there a reason for this? Listen to his answer, and if it doesn't make any sense, then it's probably because there isn't a good explanation for this. A man who cannot keep a job probably isn't productive enough or is lazy or problematic. Remember, a man will have to be able to provide for you, and he isn't going to be able to do this adequately if he can't even provide job security for himself. Total red flag there. And the last type of man to avoid on my list of 10 is men who have children with multiple women. Ladies, this is the pinnacle of irresponsibility. This is the red flag of all red flags. If you are young or childless or both, then this is something you must not ignore. If you do, you do so at your own peril. A man who does not take care of his own bloodline is not the kind of man you should be dating. You shouldn't even be looking at him. If he has adult children from a previous marriage, then that's different because the children are most likely independent and wouldn't ordinarily be under his care anyway. However, if your love interest has a 3-year-old daughter who he sees every 2 weeks, ladies, why would you want to be with him? No, think about it. He's barely looking after his child, so what do you think he would do for you? The only reason why he's with you is because he benefits from it in some way or the other. Shared bills, shared rents, hot cooked meals, sex. It's for selfish reasons. Ladies, wake up from your slumber and kick that man out of your bed, out of your house, and out of your life now. My wonderful elegant ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video and it spurred you on to make good decisions about the man you are looking to settle down with. Thank you very much for watching.